Hey everyone, and welcome to the NOSR Webs podcast, where we like to take a deep dive into all sorts of fascinating topics.
That's right.
And today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin price predictions for 2025.
Yeah, some pretty interesting stuff.
But before we get started, make sure you check out those links in the description below for some really great offers.
Absolutely, some great deals down there.
Okay, so let's dive in, shall we? We've got expert opinions, market analysis from TheCoinRepublic, and even a little technical charting to help us make sense of it all.
Yeah, it's like we're on this treasure hunt, right? Trying to figure out where Bitcoin's headed in 2025.
Exactly.
Unraveling the mysteries.
It's a financial adventure.
Yeah.
But of course, a quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
The crypto market is like, well, let's just say it's unpredictable.
Yeah, like a roller coaster.
Exactly. So buckle up. Okay, first things first, let's ground ourselves. What's the current price of Bitcoin? As of today, January 25th, 2025, Bitcoin is sitting at...
Drum roll, please.
94,433.3 ADO.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not a bad starting point.
Sets the stage for an interesting year.
It does. So speaking of interesting, let's see what TheCoinRepublic has to say. They've given us a price prediction range for 2025, which is always a little bit safer than trying to pinpoint an exact number.
Yeah, for sure.
What do they think?
Well, they're predicting Bitcoin to land somewhere between $101,000 and $107,000.
Okay. Yeah.
A decent potential for growth there.
Yeah, not too shabby. Now let's turn to some of those expert opinions we were talking about. And things are about to get a little more exciting. First up, we have Josh, a crypto analyst who's been pretty bullish on Bitcoin lately.
I've seen some of his work.
He's predicting Bitcoin could hit that $107,000 mark this year.
Interesting.
And he's calling it a key resistance level.
Ah, so if Bitcoin can break through that resistance level, it could really signal a strong upward trend.
Yeah, like a dam breaking.
Exactly.
All that pent-up buying pressure released.
Could be a big year.
Now hold on to your hats, because we've got another prediction that's even more, well, let's just say ambitious. This one comes from Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. Oh. And when Larry Fink talks, people listen.
He's a big name in finance.
Huge. And he's predicted Bitcoin could reach $500,000 to $700,000.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
Is it even possible? I mean,
Well, it's definitely a possibility. And coming from someone like Larry Fink, it shows that even institutional investors are starting to see Bitcoin's potential.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's not just the retail investors anymore. The big players are starting to dip their toes in.
And when they move, the market moves.
Exactly. Now, before we get too carried away with these massive price predictions, let's take a look at the technical side of things.
Let's see what the charts are telling us.
Right, because technical analysis can give us some clues about where Bitcoin might be headed.
It's like reading the tea leaves of the market.
Exactly. So what are the tea leaves saying?
Well, first of all, we see those same resistance levels popping up again, $103,000 and $107,000.
Ah, so that aligns with Josh's prediction.
Exactly. It seems like those are key levels to watch.
Okay, what else?
Well, the trading volume has been a little bit low lately.
Interesting. What does that tell us?
Well, it could be a sign that some investors are hesitant, maybe waiting for a clearer signal before jumping back in.
So a little bit of uncertainty in the market?
Yeah, maybe.
But on the other hand,
there has been a noticeable boost in positive sentiment since the U.S. president's recent executive order on crypto.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was big news.
It was. It provided some much-needed regulatory clarity, which is something that institutional investors really value.
Right, because they need to know the rules of the game before they're willing to play.
Exactly. So that executive order could be a big factor in driving Bitcoin's price higher.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got TheCoinRepublic with their prediction range of $101,000 to $107,000.
Yeah.
Then we have Josh, our bullish analyst, who's also eyeing that $107,000 mark. And then there's Larry Fink.
His jaw-dropping prediction.
Jaw-dropping prediction of $500,000 to $700,000.
It's a wide range of possibilities.
It is. What would need to happen for Bitcoin to reach those higher numbers?
Well, we'd need to see continued institutional adoption. More and more big players getting involved. And we'd need a favorable regulatory environment globally.
So basically a perfect storm of positive developments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We've barely scratched the surface.
I know, right? But we'll have to save the rest for next time.
Stay tuned.
We'll be exploring the factors that could drive those Bitcoin price predictions up or down.
It's going to be a wild ride.
So buckle up, and we'll see you back here soon for part 2.
Can't wait.
Bye for now.
See ya. All right, deep divers, welcome back. We're still exploring those Bitcoin price predictions for 2025.
Still on that treasure hunt.
Exactly. But now we're going to shift gears a bit.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Instead of just focusing on specific price points, we're going to dive into the factors that could push Bitcoin higher or, maybe drag it down.
The why behind the what.
Exactly. The currents that are shaping the crypto sea.
I like that analogy.
So let's start with institutional adoption. Everyone's talking about it, but what does it actually mean for Bitcoin?
Is it just a buzzword? Or is it something we should really be paying attention to?
Oh, it's definitely something to pay attention to. Because when we talk about institutional adoption, we're not just talking about a few companies buying Bitcoin.
It's bigger than that.
Way bigger. Think pension funds, hedge funds, even governments.
Wow. Okay, so the big players.
Exactly. And when they start moving into a market, it brings legitimacy.
Like stamp of approval?
Exactly. And that can attract even more investors, which drives up demand and pushes prices higher.
Makes sense. But what could make these big players hesitate? What are the roadblocks to institutional adoption?
Well, one major obstacle is regulatory uncertainty.
Yeah, that's been a big issue for crypto.
It has. Remember the US president's executive order? That was a step in the right direction. But we need that kind of clarity globally.
So a patchwork of regulations around the world is going to make these institutions nervous.
Exactly. They need to know the rules of the game before they're willing to play big.
So regulatory clarity is key.
Absolutely. Another factor is infrastructure.
Infrastructures.
Yeah. The crypto world needs a robust financial infrastructure to support institutional investors. Things like secure custody solutions, efficient trading platforms, and clear guidelines for accounting and taxation.
So it's like building the roads and bridges for these big players to enter the crypto market.
Exactly. Without that infrastructure, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get involved.
Okay, so we've got regulations and infrastructure. What else should we be thinking about?
Well, technology, of course.
Right, Bitcoin itself.
The speed, security, and scalability of the Bitcoin network are all critical for its long-term success.
Yeah, if transactions are slow or expensive or there are security risks, that's going to scare away those institutional investors.
Absolutely. So continued development and improvements to the network are essential.
Okay, so we've got institutional adoption regulations, infrastructure technology. Is there anything else that could impact those price predictions?
Oh yeah, don't forget about market sentiment.
Oh, right, the emotional roller coaster.
Exactly. Remember how we talked about low trading volume? That could be a sign of uncertainty.
Or it could be the calm before the storm.
Exactly. We could see a sudden surge of FOMO, fear of missing out, that sends prices skyrocketing. Or a negative news event could trigger a panic sell-off and send prices plummeting.
So basically, anything could happen.
Pretty much. That's the nature of the crypto market. It's volatile and unpredictable.
Exciting and terrifying all at the same time.
Exactly. So how do we make sense of it all? How do we cut through the noise and identify the signals that really matter?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
Well, I think it comes down to focusing on the fundamentals.
Okay, so back to basics.
When it comes to institutional adoption, look beyond the headlines. Are institutions truly integrating Bitcoin into their long-term strategies? Or are they just making a quick speculative bet?
So we need to see real commitment, not just a fleeting interest.
Exactly. And with regulations focus on the overall trend, are governments moving towards a more crypto-friendly environment? Or are they trying to stifle innovation?
So it's about the big picture, not just individual laws or announcements.
Precisely. And on the tech side, are the developments and upgrades to the Bitcoin network solving real problems and improving functionality? Or are they just superficial changes?
So it's about substance over style.
Exactly. It's about separating the signal from the noise and identifying the changes that have the potential to reshape the entire crypto landscape.
Okay, so we need to keep our eyes on the fundamentals and filter out the hype.
Exactly. Now let's bring it back to those price predictions.
Right, because ultimately that's what we're all wondering about.
If institutional adoption continues to grow and regulations become more favorable, those bullish predictions might not be so far-fetched.
So Larry Fink's vision of Bitcoin reaching $500,000 or even $700,000, it's not impossible.
It's definitely within the realm of possibility. But on the other hand, if regulations become more restrictive or there's a major security breach that shakes confidence, those prices could plummet.
So it's a delicate balance, a lot of factors at play.
It's a complex and ever-changing landscape. But that's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah, it's definitely an adventure. And we're all learning and navigating this new world together.
Exactly. And in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Okay, even bigger than Bitcoin hitting $700,000.
We're going to explore the potential impact of Bitcoin's growth on the world beyond just price.
Wow, okay, now I'm really intrigued. Welcome back, explorers, for the final part of our Bitcoin deep dive. And we've covered a lot of ground. Expert predictions, market analysis, technical charts.
But now we're going to take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Okay, the even bigger picture.
Yeah.
Beyond just the price of Bitcoin.
Exactly. We're going to explore the potential impact of Bitcoin's growth on the world.
Okay, so we're talking about the societal implications, the ripple effects.
Exactly. Because Bitcoin isn't just a digital currency. It's a disruptive technology. It has the potential to change the way we think about money finance, even the way we organize society.
Wow, okay, so big ideas here.
Big ideas. Let's start with finance. Bitcoin challenges the traditional financial system. It offers a decentralized, transparent alternative.
So it's like a rebellion against the establishment.
In a way, it is. And its success could have a major impact on the power dynamics of the financial world.
So it's not just about making money, it's about changing the rules of the game.
Exactly. And then there's the blockchain, the technology underlying Bitcoin.
Ah, yes, the blockchain. Everyone's talking about it. But I'm still not entirely sure I understand what it is.
Well, in simple terms, it's a secure and transparent way to record and verify transactions.
Okay, so it's like a digital ledger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it has the potential to revolutionize a wide range of industries, from supply chain management to healthcare to voting systems.
Wow, so it's not just about finance.
Not at all. The blockchain could transform the way we interact and transact in the digital world.
Okay, so we've got this potentially revolutionary technology. But what does it mean for us? What are the implications for individuals and for society as a whole?
That's the big question, isn't it? And there are no easy answers. On the one hand, Bitcoin and the blockchain could empower individuals, give them more control over their finances, their data, their identities.
So that's like a tool for freedom and autonomy.
It could be. But on the other hand, there are risks as well. The technology could be used for surveillance and control.
Right, so it's a double-edged sword.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations, to think critically about the potential benefits and risks of this technology.
We need to be aware of both sides of the coin, so to speak.
Exactly. We need to be informed and engaged so we can help shape the future of this technology.
So this is not just a spectator sport. We all have a role to play.
Absolutely. And that brings us to our final takeaway for this deep dive.
Okay, lay it on me.
The crypto world is full of possibilities. It's exciting, it's innovative, but it's also risky. It's important to do your research, understand the risks, and make informed decisions.
Don't just jump in head first.
Exactly. Be cautious, be skeptical, and always remember that your financial security is your own responsibility.
Great advice. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this Bitcoin Odyssey.
It's been a journey.
It has. We've explored price predictions, market trends, technological advancements, and even the broader societal implications of this revolutionary technology.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right? But we'll have to save the rest for another deep dive.
Absolutely.
So until then, fellow explorers, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the fascinating world of crypto.
And don't forget to check out those links in the description below for some great offers.
That's right. We've got some amazing deals just for you, our listeners.
So don't miss out.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye for now.